to make the pattern. Here I have my lovely shape that I want to make sure I move up and over. Now, something that's important to note, that you might not be moving at the same distance you did before. So I'm going to copy it, Command C, Shift Command V to paste it. In my box, the reason I Shift Command V, which I'll undo, is if I just go Command V, it pastes it somewhere else, and it's not on the same coordinates. So Shift Command V lets me have it paste right on top. It's called Paste in Place. When I go to move it, it remembers the last coordinates I entered, which is great. If you find your new shape doesn't have you moving across the entire top to bottom of the shape because the shape's changed, what you could do is use your measure tool and measure from one place to the other, holding Shift, to know how far up you actually are now moving, because perhaps that distance has changed now that your shape has changed. So you could use the measure tool to know that, no, instead of moving up 72, I'm moving up 44 because my shape is now shorter. That will let you make sure you're moving in the right direction. I ask that you create a grid of 3 by 3. It will give us space to create our pattern. See, now it's measuring my shape that I had. 36 by -72. What's really cool, and I like, is that if I copy and paste this, copy Shift Command V, I can take all 3 and now move them over. I don't need to have, so I'm actually going to move them no height and move them over 72 with 0 here. So it creates this pattern. I don't have to redo it. Same deal, copy, Shift Command V, move, it remembers it. I have my grid of 3 by 3. This is all you need to create your pattern. So to create your pattern, you are going to select them all, go to transform, object, pattern, make. I know that a lot of people would like color in there, so you can add color if you so wish, but reminder, when we make our shoe, the color will be added with the pens and fabric pens, so you don't have to have color in this if you don't wish. The next video I'll make with color so you can see the difference. Make. Now it gets added, but you'll notice when the swatch is added, kind of looks crazy right now, there's this gap around the whole thing. The reason for the gap is that it boxes the entire thing from the furthest of one point to the furthest of the other and creates this box frame around it. I don't, in fact, need this dead space or this dead space in the little holes. I need to connect infinitely. So once you've gone new pattern, you'll get this box. This one here that looks kind of like a smiley face-ish, very important. It lets you have these nodes activated, which will now let me zoom into my shape and create a pattern. I like to focus on the middle guy and make this one the one that I'm going to have as my pattern that has a box almost around it that's a perfect square. So I'm going to use this corner as a coordinates so that I can do the same mimic of this corner down here. So when I drag my box, I'm going to go right to this guy, but also make sure I mirror that so it's the opposite of that, and that will mimic properly. I now have to make sure I'm repeating the same thing over here so that it doesn't look like I'm in Snap too, which is very frustrating. Sorry, turn that off. Which is mimicking it. So I lost my train of thought. Hello. Where did you go? There you are. Double visioned on me. Huh. Voila. Starts making a perfect grid. Let's do it again if it's stuck. And then when you're happy, you say save a copy. You can call it my tessellation. Okay, it's added right over to your swatches. Draw mine up, yeah, right here. If you don't see your swatches, go to Window and select the word swatches. And then you're done. When you zoom out, it'll look just like your pattern. You no longer need it. You can even delete it, should you not want. If you make a giant box, though, and you select your pattern now, it'll be an infinite amount of your pattern stitched. So that's how you create your tessellation pattern. The next video I'll make